Thanks. I'm Bob, and I'm a Unitarian. Hi, everybody. I wanted to make it clear that I speak for Kay as well as for myself. I'm a product of the Southern Protestant Church, specifically the Disciples of Christ. Kay is a Yankee. She was a Presbyterian in Pittsburgh. For the first few years of our marriage, when we didn't have kids, we practiced more non-religion than we practiced religion. It was true of a lot of young people in those days. But when we had kids, by that time we were in St. Louis, we started church shopping, and sure enough, in the early 1970s, we happened upon Eliot Chapel. Our first experience with Eliot Chapel, this is back in the old days when this wasn't here, and those lovely, comfortable seats were long, hardwood pews. So it's a lot different. The piano, I'm not sure it was the same piano, but it was a Steinway, I remember that. And Tom Lois, who was the de facto music director at that time, was playing You've Got a Friend and singing it at top volume. And I mean, when he played piano, he was a very vigorous piano player. So it was like having a rock concert in the Sunday morning. And we thought, wow, this is kind of the place for us. And so I'm happy to say that we have known Carol Jo for all that time. Oh, me. We signed the membership book in 1972, so we've been around for a while. We've seen Eliot through a number of changes, some that had happy outcomes and some that led to situations that we had to work through with some degree of effort for the entire congregation. But through it all, our church has remained the linchpin of our lives, the center of almost all of what we do, both spiritually and socially. And I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say we could not have done what we have done, raised 3 children successfully and loved the company of 4 grandchildren without Eliot and Eliot Chapel's congregation, among whom we number almost all of our closest friends. Those of you who've been around for a while may remember that Kay was first the newsletter editor and then one of the administrators of this church for more than 20 years until she retired in 1997. She did pretty much the same stuff that Christy does, except that she also edited John Robinson's sermons, which was an interesting task. We are either very dedicated or hopelessly naive, because twice we have been talked into chairing the canvas. One or the other of us has served on about every committee and board that there is to serve on here, except the Board of Trustees, because it wouldn't have been fair for Kay to be working for herself. It's a good idea. But throughout, we have maintained our contribution to the church at about the level of 5% of our net income. Occasionally, we've had to adjust, but when circumstances have improved, we've readjusted. Our love of Eliot makes our yearly contribution an act of love, a way of reaching out not just to the institution and its staff, beloved though they may be, but to the amazing folks, old like us and new and bubbling with energy like the bright young families who've joined more recently, so that we say we are pledging, we mean, we love you. Thank you.